Hi Pisces, welcome to AshunasTarot. I went ahead and pre-shuffled and laid out the spread and connected to spirits. If you're waiting on a private readings were uploaded last night, so check your inbox. There's also a couple more private readings being uploaded today and then tomorrow morning, so be sure to check your inbox for those. If you would like a private reading, the information's in the description box below. It's AshunasTarot@gmail.com. Be sure to include your name, your birthday, and your questions to get your reading between the 24 to 48 hours. But without further ado, Pisces, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, sorry. And there's one last thing, sorry. So Pisces, I received a lot of emails and a lot of comments saying that these readings feel like a personal. So for those Pisces, I'm going to be creating extended readings. So not every reading will have an extended, but if I feel the need to continue pulling cards, I will create extended readings. For those Pisces that really resonate with the reading. But yeah, so not every reading is gonna have it, but overall, what I try and do with these readings is I try and keep it as general as possible. But when I start to tap into a card, where I clarify, where I go deeper, it does become more specific. So again, there will be those extendeds for the ones that resonate with it or feel aligned with it, and it will be available through Vimeo and Patreon. So that's also going to be an option. So let's go ahead and get started, Pisces. The Empress is the general energy coming in for this reading. However, where I want to start is here. So Pisces, this is not only clever, this is freaking brilliant, okay? I don't know who you are. I don't know what this is pertaining to, but this is freaking brilliant, Pisces. Whoever the heck you are, however it is that you do this, and if you resonate with this reading, you're gonna know who you are, okay? Because this is something that you already know that you do, but what I don't think you know is how freaking brilliant this is. And that people can't just do this. Like, people don't just do this. It's not really how it works in the 3D realms. It doesn't really work that way in the world. Like, this is not how people go about these things. Yet for you, it's like second nature. And it's like, I don't even understand if you understand how freaking brilliant this is. Like, I know that you do this, but I don't think that you see it as something special, or I don't think you see it as something like super up there, but it is, Pisces, okay? It's not only manifesting out of thin air, Pisces. It's like whenever you set your mind on something, whenever you claim it, it always happens. It does happen, Pisces. And what I'm getting here is like, you might not even have what it is that you need. Like, let's say that you wanted that house, but you don't even meet the requirements. Like, you don't even qualify. Some way, somehow, you get the house. Okay? It could be a whole bunch of people applying for the same house. Some way, somehow, you manifest it. Okay? It's like, I don't know, maybe your first car, it's like you had no idea. Maybe you didn't even have a job. Okay? Maybe you didn't even have a license. But you claimed that car, you wanted it, and you made it happen. Maybe it was a certain person, you know? It's like you wanted to date that person. You might have thought, okay, this person might not be good for me, or maybe they don't even know, you know, like they might be a couple years older, or I don't know. It's like you claimed it and you had it. It's like anything that you've wanted, Pisces, like once you set your mind on something, you always make it happen. Sometimes you pay a heavy price because it requires transitions and a whole bunch of changes and shifts, but when you set your sights on something, Pisces, you bring it into fruition all the way to the finish line. You cash it out, okay? And the Magician is coming in as a very strong energy because, again, I don't think that you know that you do this, Pisces. It's like, I know that you manifest and that you have certain abilities and that you're able to manifest out of thin air, but I don't think you understand how rare this is and how many people, when they see something that they want, that they have to do the 3D work. Like, they have to go through the motions, the steps, the timing, the rules, the regulations, all the 3D, you know, stuff to get to the things that they want. But for you, Pisces, it's like you operate outside of the 3D, Pisces, where the 3D rules, laws, and regulations no longer apply to you. It's like you're operating from the 5D. You're operating from the non-physical, from the 5D and spiritual realms. And again, it's like, I know that you do this. I know that you're able to manifest and you know that about yourself, but I don't think you understand how brilliant it is. How when you really want something, you're always able to get it. Even if it's not beneficial to you. Again, could be a person that you really wanted to where they're not necessarily going to be good for you, but because you set your mind on it, you're going to make it happen. Okay? Could be that car that you really wanted. The payments don't make sense. The insurance is gonna go all the way up. But it's like, when you want it, you get it, okay? And it's like, sometimes you have to deal with the consequences. Okay, now I have to, you know, make a certain amount of money to keep up with the payments. You know, it's like, you're always able to make it happen. Sometimes it comes with a heavier price, but it's like, anything you want, you can really have. And it's not even so much like you can really have, it's like, you've had it. You've had it. You've already made it happen. You have a proven track record, Pisces. And again, it's not even clever, it's freaking brilliant. Because I don't think you understand the extent of your power. It's like, once you decide on something, Pisces, it's like the whole universe begins to conspire to make it happen. It's like synchronicities, angel numbers, numerology, things start to unfold, things start to happen to where it lands on your lap. However, some of these things do come with consequences, okay? Let's say that you wanted that relationship or that person. And it's like, you might have known that there were certain things that didn't align, but it's like, once you made your decision that you wanted it, you went and you got it, okay? Maybe in the long run, it didn't work out. Maybe it wasn't the most beneficial relationship. Maybe it wasn't the most beneficial job or person or relationship in your life. But the point here is that when you want something and you set your mind on it, you make it happen, okay? And so what I'm getting from this energy with the Lovers, okay, I haven't even tapped into the rest of the cards. I can't even move from this point here, okay? Like, this like captured my attention because I laid out the spread and I started to meditate on the energy, and this dynamic here pulled me in. I was like, no way, Pisces, no way. I wouldn't be surprised if the devil comes out, but it didn't come out. I clarified, the devil did not come out. And most of the cards that we have here are pretty healthy, positive cards. So it's like, however the heck you go about this, however the heck you make this happen, Pisces, is like, you are able to influence and use all the energies around you to get what it is that you want. So what does this look like, okay? So let's say that there's a group of people at work or at school or something like that that don't like you, right? And so let's say that they just criticize everything that you do. Maybe they just have really harsh judgments towards you, okay? It's like, one way or another, Pisces, is like, you're able to use that energy that they're sending your way to transmute it and use it to your advantage. So it's like, you're manipulating energy that is being sent to you, whether good or bad, to get the things that you want. And so what does this look like practically? This is not the best example, but it's the only thing that I could think of. You know, the Kardashians, Pisces, they've been relevant. They kept themselves relevant for years now. No other show, no other celebrity has been able to do that. And some way, somehow they mastered this and they cracked the system. And again, they're not a good example or anything, but one thing that they say is that good media or bad media is still gonna make them pop, regardless, okay? Whether people are talking bad about them and criticizing them, energy is being sent their way, okay? So the common denominator, whether good or bad, energy is being sent their way. Which, whether good or bad, they're still profiting off of that. Does that make sense? Whether they're just creating drama and people are judging and criticizing that, it's like, all they're doing is bringing attention. That attention, then they're able to monetize that attention, okay? They're able to cash out millions and millions of dollars, Pisces. Good media, bad media, they're still making money. Okay, so that's kind of what it feels like. Again, not the best example, but that's kind of what it feels like, Pisces. Energies that are sent your way, good or bad, you're able to manipulate this energy, transmute it to your advantage to get the things that you want. So it's like, you're not even having to put your own energy into this. Like, yeah, maybe you're doing the transmuting process, but it's like other people are sending energy your way, and you're also using the energies in the collective to get the things that you want, okay? And maybe in the past, it cost you a heavy price. You still were able to get the things that you wanted, but it might have cost you a heavy price. Now you've become more skilled and more talented. It's like, you've been developing this gift so much more, like, it's like, I don't know, Pisces, there's a, I would like to say like a specialty or an area of expertise, but this was a gift you were born with, Pisces. You've been having this. As a little kid, it's like you always got what you wanted. You know, not necessarily because people would just give it to you, but because one way or another, you knew how to appeal. You knew how to articulate your words, what kind of emotions to draw, how to pull on people's emotions, how to influence the conversation, how to get what it is that you wanted, okay? And so, Pisces, you do this very well, and because you have this very elegant demeanor about you, It's like people have this, I don't know, like not only like trust, but it's like people kind of look up to you, and it's like you have this confidence about you that people don't question you. Okay, if you walk into a store and you say, okay, like, I don't know, like, I want this or I want to return that, it's like people don't really question you. They just do as you're told. To where as other people are like, okay, and why? Like, they might question them, they might ask them questions, but to you it's like the confidence and demeanor that you hold about yourself, the confidence, the classiness, the style that you have, it's unquestionable. Okay, the way that you come off, the way that you dress, the way that you kind of, I don't know, the way that you move just feels so elegant. Okay, and so people don't have a need to question that. It's like people would first question themselves unconsciously. They would doubt themselves before they doubt you or question you. Okay, and I'm not seeing any negative cards here, so I'm not saying that you do, like, I'm not seeing any dark Pisces here that are using this against people. I'm just saying that, like, when you have a goal in mind, it's like people kind of remove themselves out of your way. It's kind of like you could be walking on a street in New York, but you're walking with purpose, you're walking with confidence, and people kind of just move out of your way, and the path appears before you. To where other people that don't have that demeanor about them, that don't have that class, that elegance about themselves, it's like, you know, they would have to push their way through. But for you, it's like people kind of get out of your way. People kind of open doors for you. People just naturally trust you and believe you and never really tend to question you. I'm getting this, like, even as a child, like, there was this sense of confidence, a sense of knowing what it is that you want before you even open your mouth, before you even speak. It's like you already have that thing that you want in mind, and it's like you're just able to speak very clearly, very swiftly, articulate your words and get what it is that you want. And it kind of like gets handed to you, Pisces. That's what I'm getting. It kind of gets handed to you. And I'm not saying you haven't had to work hard in your life. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's an energy about you. To when you set your mind on something, Pisces, it happens. It always happens. It might take a little time, you know? It might take a little bit refining and tweaking your energy and the way that you come across, but you get it. You get it. I don't know, Pisces. I haven't done a reading like this before. And what I'm getting from that, Pisces, is that people that have been around you, okay, this could be friends, family members, people in your inner circle that have actually spent time with you, okay, and some of this is just like family members and friends that you've known for a long time. It's like there was a sense of jealousy of like, how the heck does Pisces just make things happen? It's like they're kind of like in their head like, what the heck? It's like, if I tried that, I wouldn't get away with that, you know? I wouldn't just get away with that. Like, I don't know. It's like they kind of see how you do things, and when they try and do that, when they try to model that or copy that, it doesn't work for them. It doesn't work for them, Pisces. So it's like, maybe even like in school, it's like you would say, oh, you know, the dog ate my homework, and it was like, oh, the dog ate his homework, or the dog ate her homework. But it's like your friend goes in there and says, okay, my dog ate my homework. They're like, okay, it's like you get an F, or you have to do your work, or like those are excuses that are not acceptable, you know? But some way, somehow people just believed you. I don't know. It's a terrible example. I just don't know a better way to articulate it, because I'm feeling it, but I don't really know how to get this out, okay? Because I'm feeling their energies here. It's like you make it look easy, Pisces. Like, you make it look smooth, but whenever it is that they try it, it just doesn't work for them. And the thing is, Pisces, this is a talent that only you have. Like, I don't know. It's like you were either born with it, or Pisces, and you're gonna know who you are, because what I'm getting from that energy is like anything you really want, once you really want it, and once you say this is mine and you claim it, you actually make it happen. And in the past, there might have been a heavy price, but it still happened. It still happened. You might have paid a heavy price, but as you've been able to get better and better and learn the universal laws and learn the things that you need to take into consideration so that you don't get like karma for it, or so that, and again, I'm not getting that you're doing anything bad. Not at all. What I'm getting here is that, again, it's like you wanted that car, you wanted that house, you wanted that partner, you wanted that job, you wanted that promotion, but there were people in your way. Other people wanted that promotion too. Other people wanted that house too. Other people wanted the same car. So it's like, it is a competition, okay? It is a competition. Life is a competition, and life is not fair. But some way, somehow, Pisces, you had a divine advantage. You had divine favor. There was something about you, Pisces, whoever you are, that is not only clever, it's freaking brilliant. You have been divinely favored to get the things that you want, Pisces, and there's an emphasis in that. And again, to you, it might have been normal because this is how you've been your whole life. But for other people around you, it's like they just question their whole lives. It's like, what the heck? It's like they might have even had you make their calls because they knew that you would make it happen. That you would get that refund, that you would get that, sale, that you would make it happen. It's like, I don't even think, Pisces, that you're trying to convince anyone. It's just your energy. It's like people are not buying the product that you're selling, people are buying you. And because you have this elegance, this class about you, this intelligence, you're brilliant, you're able to articulate your words very well, you see what it is that you want, and you have that one thing in mind, you go tunnel vision. So when you walk with purpose. You have this confidence about you, this demeanor. People move out of your way. Okay? There's something, Pisces, it feels like, it feels like royalty codes. Okay? If you're into like past lives, if you're into spirituality, it's like a lot of the Pisces that come into this earth, they're from other planets. They're from ascended planets. They have many, many galactic lifetimes. So not just lifetimes here on earth, but galactic lifetimes. So they're able to draw from that energy. They're able to pull from those experiences and really, really leverage that. And so that's what I'm getting, Pisces. Is like they try and do that and it just doesn't work for them. There's a certain kind of magic to you. Whether literally magic to you, okay? Check your ancestry, check your DNA, because it's real. And what I mean by that is that working with elements, Pisces, back in the past, if you're aware of healers, shamans, okay? The kinds of rituals and ceremonies that they used to do back in the days, Pisces, okay? How they built the pyramids, how the Mayans had the most accurate calendar to this date, all right? There was a lot more influence, okay? We didn't just evolve from monkeys, Pisces. There's been a lot of influence, and not only influence, Pisces, there's been direct, how do you say this? We've had help, okay? Not only from the other side, but from other, from other realms, and just advanced beings coming here to help develop this planet and this human race. Was created. Like they mixed a whole bunch of DNA. Okay, we didn't just evolve from monkeys. And so there's a lot to it. And magic and elements, yes, it's real. How do I say it? Check your ancestry, Pisces, because a lot of you come from ancestors that used to work with the elements. Okay, whether they were healers or shamans or oracles or visionaries or people that were able to channel and connect. Okay, that means that not only do you have the skill and the talent, it also means that it's developed within your DNA. Okay, they say that our DNA is 12 strands, and right now only 2 strands. Okay, they say that, I don't want to school anyone or give a history lesson here, but that the earth, like when it was times of Atlantis or whatever, like it was already a 4th dimensional plane. But because of the big explosion, because of the wrong use of power, there was a massive explosion that basically kind of sent us backwards to the 3D. And so that's why the knowledge became occult. Like, back in the day, they wouldn't teach people how to read, okay? Only like the high end or the elites knew how to read, because knowledge meant power, information meant power. And so they would keep the masses, and they would only teach the masses whatever they thought they needed to teach the masses to keep them how they were, to kind of enslave them, basically. And so that's why I say knowledge is power. But back in the day, they didn't literally know how to read, okay? And so even Alexander the Great, he created this library full of like ancient scrolls and knowledge for information from all kinds of, from all parts of the world. They burned that library. Why? Because they were trying to withhold the knowledge. So that's why it's like all these occult knowledge and all these like it's like there was all these like secret societies that kind of went into hiding because it wasn't acceptable to share the knowledge with the people, because it would wake up the people. So what I'm getting here, Pisces, is some of you have very strong ancestors, okay? So not only do you have the skill and the gift, it's also in your DNA. So it's like some people that come into your life, whether family members or friends that have been close to you for a while now, and they see how you move in life, they see how things happen for you, how you make things happen, and they don't understand that. They don't understand how you make it happen, Pisces. And some of you don't even feel human. Like some of you feel like outside of this world, okay? And so, yeah, they just don't understand how you live your life this way and how it works for you. Because when they try it, it just simply doesn't work. And so it's like they're in their head, they're trying to figure out how it is that you work your magic. And it's like, whenever they try it, it just simply doesn't work. And so, Pisces, what I'm getting from this reading, because I haven't even been able to move on from this card. What I'm getting from this reading, Pisces, is that, again, I don't have the devil here. I don't have any negative cards. All these cards are positive, okay? So I can't say that what you do is toxic, and it's not feeling toxic. What it feels like is you just use the energy sent your way, whether good or bad, and you use them to your advantage. You leverage that power to get to your manifestations, because energy is energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transmuted and transferred and transformed, but it cannot be destroyed. So again, good media, bad media is still gonna make you pop. What does this mean? Whether people are judging you, or there's a bunch of haters around you, or people are sending love your way, you're still using that energy to your advantage to get the things that you want, to get to the victories in your life. And it's like a lot of the times, Pisces, you just disappear, you go MIA, all of a sudden you pop out and you're winning. It's like you get all these victories where people don't understand where it came from, how it happened, but all they know is that it works for you. And that creates a lot of jealousy, Pisces. Like it or not, there's a lot of jealousy around you. Either way, you're able to use it to your advantage. And so with the Magician and the Lovers, this is what kind of got me, okay? What I feel, Pisces, and I don't know if you do this intentionally or unintentionally or unconsciously, but what I feel with the Magician and the Lovers is that, okay, I'm gonna say this. They say that a lot of Pisces pull a lot of the creativity from sadness, from depression, from the rock bottoms. They say that that's where Pisces pulls creation from, okay? And I mean, I don't know how to say this, but it's like a lot of you will cause certain things, whether you cause them or whether it just happens in your life and you pull from that. But a lot of you have become aware that that happens. That after every breakup, there's a glow up. That after every rock bottom, there's a come up. And so a lot of you have kind of gotten the hang of this, that after every death, there's a rebirth. And so some of you have purposely, I don't want to use the word purposely, because sometimes I feel like it's unconscious behavior, but your higher self knows exactly what it is that you're doing. And I want to read this from the book, okay? So the Magician. Okay, it says, feeling less than inspired at this time reminds you that it's time to find your muse. The Lovers, Pisces. Some of you, okay, purposely or unconsciously get your hearts broken to manifest what it is that you want, okay? And I'm gonna be like very quick with this. So a lot of Pisces are artists, are musicians, are singers, okay? A lot of Pisces have very creative kinds of jobs, okay? And they pull from that sadness, they pull from that emotion, they pull from the rock bottoms, and that's how they create, okay? So what I'm getting from this dynamic here, the Magician and the Lovers, Pisces, is that some of you, when things start to get a little boring, when things start to get a little dull, when you're not seeing a whole lot of action, is like you kind of start to manifest a person into your life, okay? Whether you like them or not, whether you convince yourself that you like them, whether you romanticize the idea of them, whether you fall in love with the idea of them, or whether you fall in love with the idea of love. It's like you purposely do this so that you can pull from that, like from that emotion, okay? Whether you're in love and you're in the first stages and you're kind of like, high off of your own supply. Like you could stay awake for days and you can go without eating and still feel so energized, and just like you can pull from that emotion. And even in the heartbreak, you could start to, I don't know, maybe you're a writer, maybe you create songs, maybe music, maybe you go into your passions, maybe it pushes you to go to the gym to make something out of it. But it's like you pull from that emotion, Pisces. You find your muse, Pisces. And it's like, I don't think that you see it this way, but it's like, who's the next victim? I don't want to use that word. I don't want to use the word victim, but it's like, who's my next muse? Okay? And it's like, whenever you focus on someone, it's like you give them your full attention. They become your world in a sense. But what you don't realize is that there's something unconscious or conscious that is happening behind the scenes where you are purposely getting a muse so that you can either spark more interest in your life or pull from that emotion to create something. Pisces. This has gotten you a lot of successes in your life. And I don't think that you go into it with like, who's my muse? Who's gonna break my heart, or whose heart am I gonna break? I don't think you go into it like that. I feel that when you decide, when you go into this, you go into it fully, 100%. Like you feel it. You feel it. Like you think this is the one, or this is it. It's like when you invest into something, like it's not like you pretend. No, you're fully feeling the feelings. And you fully invest into it. And a lot of these relationships do end in some kind of heartbreak or betrayal kind of situation. But it's like you're able to draw from the first stages of love, of the excitement, and create something. And then you're able to draw the most from the heartbreak and the disappointment. And then you're able to come up and glow up afterwards, leading to your biggest successes, Pisces. This is a freaking brilliant way of operating. Again, I'm not seeing anything toxic. I don't see the devil here. I don't see any toxic cards here. So it works for you. And in a sense, you rule the emotions. So it's like, this is where you get it from. This is where you get your juju from. I don't know, Pisces. I don't know how to explain this. Like, I want to say that it's healthy because I don't see any toxic cards, but it feels like you've been doing this, Pisces, your whole life. Whether you're conscious or unconscious, you're able to draw from the emotion, you're able to pull from the pain. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the King of Cups, okay? We have the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune. Pisces, it's led to your biggest victories, and it continues to lead to your biggest victories. It's like, again, I don't feel like you pretend. I feel like you go into it 100%, Pisces. Like you die in that process, 10 of Swords. But then you're rebirthed and you get the money, you get the manifestations. You're able to use that emotion for your manifestations and for your purpose to get what it is that you want. Whatever you set your sights on, Pisces, it does happen. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but it always happens, Pisces. So careful what you wish for. But the Magician and the Lovers, Pisces, it feels like you find your muse, and from that you draw upon the emotion, King of Cups. And that is how you get to the Six of Wands, your victories. So Pisces, I'm going to continue pulling cards and I'm going to dive deeper. Again, this feels very specific, so I don't feel like it's going to resonate for everyone. But this is freaking brilliant, Pisces. Again, I don't know who you are. I don't know who taught you how to do this. I don't know if you just been doing this since, I don't know, like it's second nature to you. But this is freaking brilliant. And at the end of the day, Pisces, whether toxic or not toxic, again, I don't have any toxic cards here. Everything looks pretty healthy. It gets you to the finish line and it gets you to your victories. So Pisces, if you would like a private reading, the information is in the description box below. Remember to include your name, your birthday, and your questions. If this resonates with you and you feel aligned with it, I'm going to be doing an extended. So again, it will be linked in the description box below. There will be a link for Vimeo and also for Patreon. Okay, so 2 options for the extended. But Pisces, blessings, take care. For the ones that resonate and align with it, I'm going to be moving this over to the extended.